I love making videos here on YouTube, and this is a video that I've wanted to make for a long time because it's just a lot of fun for me to make. There are a bunch of products that we're going to talk about today, and these are all products that I use, that I've featured here on my channel, or I just think are great and I own them. So I'm going to talk about them in a gift guide. So this is a holiday gift guide, but really this could be for any time of the year if you want to buy yourself a gift, including clothing, accessories, and some watches, of course, because there are a few watches that I think are great for gifting. So I'm going to get right into it. This is my first gift guide video. So let's start with the first product. I'm a watch collector, and I know a lot of other watch collectors who wear two watches on their wrist. Sometimes they're actually wearing two watches, and I have been known to do that from time to time. However, what I'm saying is there is a smartwatch on one wrist, and then of course their daily watch, or the watch that they're wearing that day, on the other. Now, usually that smartwatch is something like a Fitbit. They want something that tracks their movement, their health, or their sleep. However, if you're wearing a Fitbit, you kind of look a little bit weird because you have two watches on. And I actually did that. I used to wear a Fitbit or Fitbit-like item on my right wrist, and then of course on my left wrist I always had a watch on. Now what I'm wearing is a smart ring. This is the Ultra Human Air. It's made out of titanium. This is actually the raw titanium finish, and the reason why I wear this is, number one, I like to track my steps, but number two, I also really love sleep tracking. I have a lot of problems sleeping. I actually use a CPAP machine, and this helps me track my sleep record. So that's why I actually wear this all the time, because I do like to track some of my movements, but mostly my sleep. So I leave it on all day long so that I remember to wear it at night every single night. And that sleep tracking is very important to me, and this is a very good tool for that. It gives you insights on your health. There's a really great app. It connects with Bluetooth. It's just a really great way of not wearing two watches and looking like a maniac. And they come in a bunch of different styles and colors. They send you a sizing kit. It lasts for 6 days on one charge. And I have to say, it actually looks pretty cool as well. I chose to put it on my pointer finger. You could really put it on any finger that you want. These come in at around $349. I guess that depends on the finishing that you get. This is the raw titanium, the one that I have. However, you can get anything that you want. They actually make them with gold plating and things like that. I went with the raw titanium because I don't want any of that rubbing off, and I don't mind it scratching and looking like it's patinaed. I actually like that, so I think it'll look really cool over time as well. So if you watch my channel, you definitely have seen a lot of different props when I'm doing B-roll. Also in my videos, there's a tray. There's a little watch landing pad that's made out of marble. These are all items that I bought from DailyWatch. If you're not familiar with DailyWatch, they are a website that have basically all watch accessories. I think they also sell watch straps. I've never actually purchased one of their straps, but I do have one of their watch cases. It's an 8-watch case that's made out of leather. It's orange on the inside, and it's one of those things that you could travel with, and it keeps your watches safe. It's really nicely made, and I think also very beautiful. But some of my favorite things from DailyWatch, I have a Roadster watch holder. It's very similar to those robots that you see. They have a robo dog and then a robot that holds your watch. This is actually a little Roadster, and it's available on their website. I think they actually have these on sale right now. I think the Roadster goes for around $456. That watch box or roll, that's around $200, somewhere in that price range. And then that watch mat that I use, that marble and leather watch mat, that's actually where I place down the watch when I'm making videos, and I actually use that pad when I'm making videos of watches and taking macro because I really like the suede background. I think it looks beautiful, and it's really heavy. It's actually made out of real marble and leather. And so it's a beautiful piece that you can just keep on your desk. When you take your watch off, it's better than putting it directly down on your desk. You're putting it down on a soft leather pillow. It's beautiful and very useful. And then I also have a tray that I featured in many of my videos as well. It's made out of wood and a beautiful cognac leather. I love this thing as well, and I keep a lot of the watches that I have out in general laid out onto that tray. Again, really well made and a beautiful piece of, I don't know, it's not art obviously, but it's watch paraphernalia. And it's just really well made. It looks great as well. So when you have it out, it doesn't look ugly. It just does something for the room, and I love that. So if you're a watch collector, does that mean that you have to have a nice clock? I don't know if that's entirely the case. In fact, I'm going to admit it, for many years, I did not have a nice alarm clock. I always had one of those little digital clocks that actually projected on my ceiling, and I didn't want to wake up in the middle of the night and look at a clock, and that's why I got that. I wanted something a little bit nicer for my bedstand, so I ended up buying a JLC alarm clock, one that you had to wind up and had lume on it. And then eventually I found out that that had radium in it, and I did not want to sleep next to a clock with radium in it. So I actually got rid of those, and now I've switched over to something very, very cool. And I've had this for a little while, and I've been keeping it next to my bedstand. It's extremely useful and beautifully made. It actually reminds me a lot of those JLC clocks, except they won't give me brain cancer. This is a clock that's made in Sweden. It's called Bage and Sonner, and they make a alarm clock that is really nicely sized. It gets a textured dial. The one that I have has a blue textured dial. It's almost like a tapisserie dial. And you're getting a metal case made out of leather and metal and glass. So it's actually a very substantial piece of alarm clock in your hand when you're holding it. And you get a beautiful chime as well. It's a stage chime, so it actually increases in volume. So it wakes you up very gently in the morning, battery powered, and it has a light. So when you want to see the time in the dark, all you need to do is touch the button and it lights up. Really a beautiful clock, and it looks beautiful next to your bedstand, not like a digital clock. Now, I would actually keep both of these for a while. I did. I kept that projector on my ceiling, and I had this beautiful clock sitting there. So during the day and before I went to sleep, I would be able to just look over and see this clock. And then in the middle of the night, if I didn't want to press a button, I would just look up at the ceiling. So that was what I was doing for a little while, and actually eventually just got rid of that projector clock. And now I only have this beautiful clock to look at no matter what time it is. These aren't that cheap. They come in at around $570, depending on the version that you're getting. But considering how well made they are and how beautiful they are, I don't really think that's a lot of money. Okay, next we're going to talk about some clothing. I love clothing that's made in the United States, and I actually have a shirt on that I make here in the United States. This is my Gotham Watch Club shirt. I sell these, so if you're interested in them, you could just contact me on Instagram and I can send you one out. I sell them for $37, shipped anywhere in the United States, or at least the continental United States. Price on these will be going up eventually because they are made here in the United States. In Brooklyn, you get a 7-ounce cotton shirt. So they're not a cheap cotton shirt. These will last a very long time. They are screen printed here in the United States as well. Beautifully made shirts, and I only charge $37 for them right now. I really don't make money on them, but I'm trying to start my own clothing brand, so that's why I charge a little bit of money for something that is actually a very well-made shirt. But speaking of made in the USA, a jacket that I wear very, very often, it's actually hand-sewn, cut, and finished in the United States, in LA. It's a brand called Flint and Tinder. I bought this off of Huckberry. If you're not familiar with Huckberry, they're a men's lifestyle website. They carry a bunch of different brands. One of their brands is Flint and Tinder. This is a waxed jacket. It's waxed on both sides. So that means it's actually weatherproof. Inside, there is flannel. It's quilted. It's extremely warm. And they have very large sizes as well. They go up to around 3X, I believe. These fit really well, so I would actually get exactly your size. I'm a 2X. This fits me perfectly. I have plenty of room to wear a sweater or maybe a hoodie underneath. It looks great on me. I have the forest, which is the green color, and it even says on the inside of the label, it tells you where the fabric comes from. Mine comes from New Jersey. I'm not sure if that actually changes, but then it also says that it is cut and sewn and finished in LA, which is pretty cool that they actually do that still. And the jacket isn't all that expensive. It's $398 on their website right now. I really don't think that's a lot of money for a jacket that's made in the United States and is of very, very high quality. And it's very versatile as well. You could wear this to dinner. You could wear this fishing. You could wear this in the backyard playing with your kids, or really going for a bike ride, or anything really. This is a jacket that's ready for anything that you want to do during the day, and you can get wet with it because it is water resistant, because it is a waxed jacket. It's also very warm, but if you leave it open, it's actually pretty cool as well. I love this jacket. It's one of my favorite pieces of clothing that I own. Okay, here I'm going to talk about 2 watches. So I'm going to give you 2 watches that I think are affordable and really giftable. And even if you're buying things for yourself right now, if you're watching this video with interest of buying yourself something, these are watches that are awesome. I love them and I own them. One of them is a Citizen, that is the Citizen Zenshin. If you're not familiar with them, they make a chronograph, an automatic version, and a time-only version. The automatic is obviously an automatic. It's powered by an 8 series Miyota movement. They get a textured dial and it has a small seconds. They also have a day date on those as well. They're made out of super titanium. That basically means it's grade 2 titanium with an extra hard coating. These are integrated bracelet watches that look fantastic. The quartz version, that chrono, and of course the time only, those are eco drive. They're not really quartz. They are solar powered. So you're getting a solar powered movement in these 2 watches. They are sized. You get a bunch of different sizes here. I think they start out at 42 millimeters and they go down to around 39 millimeters. I think it's the quartz that is the smallest. They get 100 meters of water resistance. They're all made out of that super titanium. They all get sapphire crystals and those textured dials. Just great watches. And my favorite has to be the chronograph in white. I think it is gorgeous and it looks a lot more expensive than it is. They start at under $500 and go up to around $625 depending on the version that you want to get. Some of them are actually on sale. I think one of them is on sale right now. The chrono is around $400 and something, which I think is a really good price for that watch. The next watch is a field watch. It's a Timex and it's a collaboration with Huckberry. They did a collaboration in the past with Timex a few times, and this is yet another version of that collaboration. Again, they're collaborating on a field watch. It is their Titanium Expedition North. This was a watch that blew me away when I first got it hands on. I thought it was one of the best, or if not the best, Timex ever made at that time. These are titanium field watches that come in at 40 millimeters. You're getting an automatic 8 series Miyota movement inside. Very straightforward black dial on this one. However, it has a little bit of Huckberry's touch. It's a little bit different, has less text than the standard version of this watch. The indices are different, and also you're getting an extra strap. This comes in at $375. You're getting a sapphire crystal on the front and the back, and you get to see the movement from the back. You get 200 meters of water resistance with this watch, a screw down crown, and a screwed in case back. Lots of specs for very little money. And here I'll just mention an honorable mention, a watch that I absolutely love. It is the ProMaster Dive Automatic from Citizen. Another Citizen on this list because they offers a lot of value, because you're getting 200 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, and automatic movement. It's ISO certified. On a bracelet, you can get these for under $500, and they look so good. You get good bezel action on here. Just an all-around great watch for the price. Last but not least, this is another item that you've seen in many of my videos. It's a knife that I have in the background of many of my earlier videos. It's a Damascus steel knife with a dinosaur bone handle from Santa Fe Stoneworks. They actually have these on Huckberry's website. They're not very expensive. They start at around $100. They go up to around $300, so it depends on the materials that you're getting. I believe they're all Damascus steel though. I use these for unboxings when I'm cutting open boxes, when I get them in for review, and I just love it because I think it's just a beautiful object. My wife bought me this knife well before I even had a YouTube channel. It was probably around 5 years ago when my wife bought me this knife, and I have kept it. I love it. I think it's really cool, and it's still sharp, and I use it on a pretty regular basis, and it is still razor sharp, so definitely be careful with this knife. Now, I'm not a knife collector, but I do appreciate a nice knife, and I really do think these are beautiful. Definitely check them out on their website if you want something that is small, because they aren't very big. These are true pocket knives, and you need something that is useful and sharp. Anyway, guys, that is my list of gift items for this holiday season, or really for any time of the year. These are all items that I think are pretty amazing, and I think a lot of people will find very useful or helpful or even just cool. And I love them. I use them on a daily basis, and that's why I wanted to share them with you guys. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I'll put links to all the items that I mentioned in this video. Some of those links might be affiliate links. Some of them will not be affiliate links. But either way, I hope you guys found this useful or helpful. And I wish all of you a happy, healthy holiday season and a happy new year. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.